Because if we don't know how to look within, if we don't know what to do when we look within, different ways that this is impacting us, and the pain can take so many different forms. Don't let the fear scare you. Don't let the depression or the deep sadness scare you. You're not the only one experiencing this deep sadness, this deep fear. You got almost the whole globe feeling the way you are. Extra kindness and gentleness to yourself in this stage. So, depression. Now, the word depression here is used kind of loosely, so it's not the clinical diagnosis of depression that we are talking about. And I would call it more of a deep sadness. A deep sadness where you are finally kind of realizing what is going on. So you might find that after you've had moments of anger, moments of bargaining, moments of denial, then you got these little spurts of just breaking down and crying, or really experiencing deep fear and just that sense of anxiety, but more of like the deep fear, the deep fear, or the deep sadness. Now, it's these emotions that if we don't know how to handle them, if we don't have tools in place to be able to cope with these emotions, that's when life gets hard. That's when bargaining, anger, denial are easier things to do, because now we are projecting our emotions outwardly, and we are focusing on the outside rather than looking within. Because if we don't know how to look within, if we don't know what to do when we look within, how am I going to handle that deep sadness that I have? What about that panic I'm experiencing? How am I going to deal with that one? So if we don't have these tools, then that's why unconsciously our body is kind of protecting us from going into that stage where we're now feeling. Because the depression or the stage of deep sadness or deep fear is in the present moment, is like, I'm feeling this right now, and it's also about my future. So it is a scary place to be at. Whereas the anger and the denial and the bargaining have a sense of, I don't need to really feel so deeply. So that's where I encourage you to reach out for help, for professional help, for tools that I will provide you as well. There are many ways to be able to process through these really uncomfortable feelings. And it is important that we get through that stage. So this stage of depression, this stage of deep sadness and fear, is a necessary stage to go through. We can't skip it. We can't get to the stage of acceptance, which is our goal, if we don't really feel deeply what is going on. So, and by what is going on, I mean, really looking at for you how this is impacting you, obviously, but also what are the emotions, what are the deeper needs that you have, and what are those deeper fears, and being able to reach out to professional, or to with the tools that I will give you, that will be just at the comfort of your own home. You won't even need to do anything else, and we'll do a few we'll do a few actual practice sessions on video that you could do, and that could help you with these really overwhelming emotions, that the unconscious tendencies to run away from these emotions. So back to that deep sadness and fear, it's in terms of what's going on right now, I'm adding the the emotion of fear, because that's really deep down of what we're experiencing. See how that plays out for you. Again, it could be that you are finding you're breaking down, and you're being a lot more emotional than normal, that you feel this sense of pain. Maybe you're feeling pain for the whole world. If you're an empath, you are feeling this on a deep level. You're feeling the pain that the world is going through. The people who are losing their jobs and are being, they're sick or they're dying. You're feeling that. And maybe you're feeling the pain of what you are losing. You are the one that's losing opportunities, your job. However, there's so many different ways that this is impacting us, and the pain can take so many different forms. So see that for yourself, what it is. And it is when you are in that present moment that you can feel these feelings. And I will give you a lot of different ways that I talk to my clients about processing these deeper feelings. So stay tuned for more videos on that. But you might find also that you kind of tend to withdraw a little bit. You might find that you are a little more, down and not feeling like your normal self. So all these are normal reactions. Don't judge yourself. Don't let anyone push you through this, meaning like you have to get over this. Don't try to explain to people who see you in this stage that this is something you need to go through, that this is a stage of feeling these deeper feelings is okay. As long, again, as you are able to use the right tools to get through this, because we don't want you stuck in this either. And there's no timeline in terms of how long you need to be in this, but you don't want to stay too long in this either. So our goal is to get to the acceptance stage. And if you do find that you get stuck in any of these other stages or in the depression stage, then you feel that the tools that you are finding are not enough, then it is the time to reach out for professional help. And but I think that it's very possible that you will not need that, and that this does not become, like a permanent thing, and that it's more of this phase, this stage that you're going through, and that don't let it scare you. Don't let the fear scare you. Don't let the depression or the deep sadness scare you. Allow yourself to feel that, to use the tools that I'll give you or that you will find. So many different practitioners are offering right now so many wonderful tools, and it's just everybody is doing their part to help each other. So there are many resources out there. So don't let what you're feeling scare you, and know that you're not alone. You're not the only one experiencing this deep sadness, this deep fear. And it's interesting because maybe you felt these things before and you felt like you were the only one feeling these things. Well, guess what? Right now, you are definitely not the only one feeling this. You got almost the whole globe feeling the way you are. So at least that's a little bit of a comforting feeling that you're not alone in this. Everybody's experiencing this in a different way, but it is what I was saying in the beginning. It is the same emotion. It is really the same emotion that we are all experiencing. It's just it varies the way we express it or the way we show it to the world or to ourselves. So, extra kindness and gentleness to yourself in this stage in particular, because it can be the hardest one. And again, if you feel that you need the support, I am here for you, and there are many practitioners out there also here for you in this particular moment. And a lot of us are discounting our services as well to help all these people who are really need the support. So, having said that, the good news is that the next stage is what's coming up, and it's the good stage. All of the stages are good. And it's just that this last one is where we're actually feeling better. We're actually starting to feeling to feel a sense of peace and calm. So let's talk about that one.